And then the last thing that I wanted to get to is still Phillies related, and it's just a few quotes. Because in recent days, it's come out that Cristopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez, they were not selected as all-stars. And then we found out that I think it was Ranger Suarez is the one who came out and said that he was asked to participate in the All-Star game. And despite the fact that he had like a sub-2 ERA. And apparently both Sanchez and Suarez were apparently offered spots in the All-Star game if they agreed to pitch in the game, but they didn't. And so that came out through The Athletic via the New York Times. But this is like a whole thing. The Phillies slammed Major League Baseball for Sanchez and Suarez both being snubbed from the game. And if you've probably seen these quotes going around, I think there were a couple that like it was from Talking Baseball that did the really nice graphics. So we'll throw it to them. But like Castellanos, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto all stood up for their teammates, which I think is a great sign. It's just one of those good, like, I don't care as much about the vibes, right? Like, we know that I'm not as big of a vibes guy as the Phillies like to be, but Nick Castellanos says, it's turning into the Savannah Bananas. Trey Turner says, that's fucking terrible. It's not the All-Star game in the sense that it's the best players go there. It's whoever sells the most tickets or has been on social media the most. That's pretty damning. By the way, Trey Turner probably has the right to say stuff like this because Trey Turner's had arguably an all-star season. Some feel like he might have been a snub. JT Realmuto, who's been the best catcher in baseball for a number of years, maybe isn't this year, but has been the best catcher in baseball for a bunch of years, says nothing against this kid, but those two are deserving of being on the team in the first place. And I was saying that like this all came from an article that was published in The Athletic. But Kyle Schwarber was also asked about it. He said, quote, it's unfortunate, but I wish my teammates were there. We know what we have, and I think we're all grateful for what we have. Apparently, as the news spread, I guess it was last Friday, these guys just came out. They stood up for their teammates. And I think that that's the kind of thing that you're looking for in a season where like there have certainly been a lot of ups. There have been some downs. There's been that constant question around Bryce Harper's health. There have been some guys that haven't taken that next step. We've talked about it at length on this show. But I think it's a really good thing that you're seeing these veteran guys standing up for the pitchers. Because listen, what you know is that the Phillies starting rotation has been absolutely dominant. And we've talked about this on the show. Without an otherworldly effort from the Phillies starting pitching this year, they're probably not where they are in the NL East. And in fairness, like, there's a chance that they're not even in the mix. I mean, it has been an absolutely Herculean effort that took the Phillies into the All-Star break with the best record in the National League East. So much of it had to do with the starting rotation. It's absurd. Actually, let me see. Can I pull some stats? Can I do that? Is that okay? Because right now, in Major League Baseball, when you look at pitching statistics, and we love pitching statistics here at the Russ Joy Show, the Phillies lead Major League Baseball in quality starts with 53. The next closest team is Tampa Bay with 47. And I like to think the quality starts matter. I know that not everybody holds it in the same vein, but I think it's important because that really does speak to the quality of that pitcher and their ability to like deliver into games. ERA. Phillies lead Major League Baseball with a 3.28 ERA. That's across all of their pitching. And we know how bad the bullpen has been. Even despite the bullpen pretty much imploding anytime they're called on in a meaningful situation, the Phillies have still somehow been able to put up the best ERA in Major League Baseball. Again, built largely on the backs of the starting rotation. You have Cristopher Sanchez, who's got a 2.59 ERA, fourth lowest in the National League. Had 107 and 2/3 innings as of the post being written, the story being written, which was 12th in the National League, 6th in WAR among NL starters. That's crazy. And then, like, let's build on that because he had a hell of a game to close out the first half of the season where he went out and was absolutely dominant yet again in a win against San Diego, where he goes, 7 1/3 innings. He only gives up 6 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Ho-hum. Another 7+ inning outing from Cristopher Sanchez, and he's not an all-star. And Ranger Suarez, not an all-star. But it was important to note, and it was in the story at The Athletic, that the league apparently offered Cristopher Sanchez an all-star spot if he agreed to waive the restrictions and make himself available for an inning 2 days after his start, according to one Major League source. Sanchez declined. Major League Baseball told the Phillies a replacement player can only be named to an all-star roster if he agrees to pitch in the game. Sanchez's agent disputed that version of events, saying he is willing to pitch no matter what. And then Turner said, if he's not an all-star, then no one is. So there you go. That's pretty wild. And again, mind you, Ranger Suarez has been pretty damn good. He's been sensational. I mean, on Friday, gave up 3 runs in 6 2/3 innings. That's not bad. He has a 1.94 ERA. What are we doing here? What are we doing? If Sanchez and Suarez aren't starters, legitimately, if they're not all-stars, what exactly are we doing? What is Major League Baseball doing? It's the best rotation in baseball. They have one representative. They have Zach Wheeler, who is incredible. One representative as a starting pitcher in the All-Star game with the best ERA in baseball, which has, in fairness, been impacted in a pretty big way by an abhorrent effort by the bullpen this year. One starter made the team. One starting pitcher made the All-Star team. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense.